Yo, they just dropped the League's Rewards blog thing, and we are going to go into that as well as make some point predictions. Quick disclaimer, these are tentative rewards, meaning you've got to vote for them in order for them to come into the game, so bear that in mind. But all right, let's see what we're working with. The first thing we've got is the outfit for the Raging Echoes. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. I'm personally never that invested in these outfits, but if you like the fashionscape, it is here for you. Now, in terms of the point expectations, I'm guessing that they're going to be the same cost as last year's. The outfits over the course of all 5 leagues have gone up a little bit from where they initially started, but if it does end up being the same cost, we'd be looking at 1,000 points for Tier 1, 5,000 points for Tier 2, 18,000 points for Tier 3. Next up, we've got the banner, keeping with the face purple kind of red gradient theme that we're doing this year. Again, I tend not to care that much about the banners, but for those who want to, we're looking at probably 500 points for this thing. There is a home teleport animation. Golly, they have a lot of home teleport animations, don't they? It's cool. It's cool, but there's a lot of them, man. Probably going to be about 1,000 points for this as well. They make a small mention of the trophies here. Those are just dependent on where you place. Now, I do have some predictions in terms of Adamant Ruin and Dragon rank, as well as the total points available. I'll just put this up here if that's something that interests you. Generally speaking, the points have gone up a little bit every year, and it'll probably go up a little bit more this year, though I doubt it'll go up that much. So hopefully these numbers give you something to shoot for. I am going to have a video breaking down different tasks and points and things like that in the future, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see that, if you're interested in going into detail. But on to the next reward, the Veninator Bow. We got this one in the Winter Summit, actually. We got this as a teaser, so nothing new for this one, but you can see you've got that little mask in the center, shoots the little mask projectile thingies, so that'd be pretty cool. Now, this one is a little bit difficult to guess on, but considering the total points that rewards tend to work out to, my guess is this is likely going to be 10,000 points for this ornament kit. So it's going to be one of the more expensive items. They're also adding this Aram's ornament kit option, and I gotta say, this gets me really excited. I would love to see more Barrows gear with different cosmetic override type of things. This is already really cool. So like you get this in like Darroch's, Carol's. I mean, honestly, I'd take the whole Barrows, but one thing at a time. So we're starting with Aram's. Point wise, I also expect this to be on the expensive side, probably looking at 10,000 points. Granted, that'll be for the whole Aram set, not just one item. So we'll have to see, but I think this and the Veninator Bow are going to be pretty high up there. Now, they're also going to be adding a new death animation. I picked up the last one in the Trailblazer Reloaded League, and I tried to avoid dying so much, I don't even know if I've seen the stupid thing. Always cool to have more options, more animations. We haven't seen a ton of new death animations, so we're probably looking at about 4,000 points for this thing. The NPC contact animation, now, I think this one is pretty cool. The whole like masks circling you as you're trying to contact somebody, that is a sweet concept. I don't know that this spell is really used for anything outside of Slayer, which is a little bit of a shame, but maybe maybe people will start using it more just because of this thing. I guess you can use it to repair your pouches as well for rune crafting, so I don't know, but it is a really cool looking animation, at least in concept. I'm sure it'll look really good in practice too. The Vengeance Scroll last year was 7,000 and the Alchemy one was 2,000, and I feel like this is going to be probably somewhere in the middle, so I'm going to stick this at 5,000 points. The last two things that we've got are related to your player-owned house. You've got like a fancy new portal as well as a Nexus portal. And I kind of like the normal portal more than the Nexus. I mean, they're both cool, don't get me wrong, but man, the normal portal looks so intimidating with like that central mask and the spikes going on at the top. Now, this is a difficult one in terms of guessing what the pricing is going to be because the Nexus portal is a one-time use, whereas if you're making the normal teleport portals, you could make a ton of them. So they're probably not going to make this one as expensive just because you may end up needing multiple scrolls, but most people are probably going to be picking it up for the Nexus, so it can't be that cheap either. I'm going to guess 3,000 points per scroll. And in terms of balancing that price, my guess is that they're going to look at a maximum of 3 of these, just because that's what fits in a normal portal room if you're using the normal portals. And last but not least, we have actually got, this one is from a Reddit post a while back, this sort of like spirit tree on fire in your little fairy ring mushroom circle. I think it looks cool. I do wonder a little how it's going to fit in with the rest of the player-owned house stuff, but you know, besides that, always happy to have more customizations in the player-owned house. As a bit of a side note, I mean, they did mention as part of the Game Jam updates expanding the POH, so maybe we will see this fit in really well with some of the new expanded stuff part of the way into next year. But pricing-wise, I think this one is likely to be on the expensive side. Normally the house-related items are pretty up there in points anyway, so since this is a one-time use, I'm gonna guess 6,000 points. Now for those who care about the overall total, just to help give you some perspective, that is gonna mean if you wanted absolutely everything, you're looking at just shy of 70,000 points with this prediction, which might sound high, but last year, if you wanted absolutely everything, it was going to be 62,500 points. So it's not that crazy. And generally speaking, all of the required points have gone up every year. So we'll have to see. I mean, maybe Jagex will see this and just totally embarrass me and like make everything super cheap or super expensive. That is going to be it for today's reward blog update. What do you think of the stuff? What one are you looking forward to the most? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.